Let's face it, you already know the story. Boy meets girl, boy marries girl, boy and girl have kids. Boy becomes Prince of Wales on the death of his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, etc., etc. But can body language tell us something new about a tale we've heard 1,000 times before? Back in 2004, the future Princess Catherine was just ordinary Kate Middleton. She was a student at the University of St Andrews, where she liked to take part in charity events and hang out with her boyfriend who, oh yeah, happened to be Prince William. Not that many people knew it for sure.
We did become, very close friends from quite early on.
At the time, William, who was also a student at St Andrews, made a deal with the press. Essentially, there was to be no media interference in his life and no coverage of his college shenanigans. This meant that it was difficult for the tabloids to confirm whether the rumours of a romance between William and a certain brunette were true, giving William the freedom to date Catherine in relative peace. When the young couple went on a ski vacation in spring 2004, however, certain elements of the British press decided to break that agreement, leaving the royal landscape forever changed. During their trip, William and Catherine were both photographed while on a ski vacation in Switzerland. William's body language was particularly exuberant during the trip. She, in turn, seemed quite comfortable spending time by the prince's side. Notably, William's dad also made headlines on the trip by referring to the gathered members of the media as bloody people. But even his anger couldn't change the fact that, for Will and Kate, the cat was very much out of the bag. At first, William and Catherine's relationship seemed like it was off to a good start. As things grew more serious between the pair, though, it became apparent that Catherine wanted some guarantee of a long-term commitment. This proved challenging for William, who had already witnessed his parents' troubled marriage and hoped to avoid a similar fate. So Catherine presented him with an ultimatum. If he couldn't take their relationship at her pace, she was out. According to Katie Nicholl, William had a hard time reacting to Catherine's posture. He asked her to accompany him to the 2007 Cheltenham races, but as the event unfolded, the prince found himself stewing over his options. Writing for Vanity Fair, Nicholl explained, "Their body language spoke volumes. Walking several steps ahead of Kate, William, his head cast down and his hands dug in his pockets, was deep in thought." Photos of Catherine at the races, meanwhile, showed her looking a bit blue. Perhaps due to this public display of disaffection, royal watchers were hardly shocked when William broke up with Catherine shortly thereafter. Just because William and Catherine split up, however, didn't mean the two were able to move on. Following the breakup, Catherine famously went clubbing in London to show William how well she was doing without him. And if she had a point to prove, it hit home. In June 2007, after just 2 months apart, the pair got back together. Yet Catherine was still understandably hurt by their separation, and she seemed to make a point of taking things slow. That July, William and Catherine both attended the concert for Diana, although the prince was notably seated a few rows ahead of his girlfriend. Perhaps in an effort to prove that he didn't need any sort of closeness, William made a big show of enjoying the concert on his own. Commenting on this situation, body language expert Judy James told The Express, "There is the strong hint that William is trying to boast to Kate that he is relishing his freedom and is capable of having the most fun time without her. A certain saying springs to mind here.
The lady doth protest too much, methinks."
Eventually, things between Catherine and William grew serious, and when William graduated from the Royal Air Force in 2008, he invited his girlfriend along to support him. The significance of this invitation wasn't lost on Catherine, who sensed things progressing between the two. Because of this, body language expert Judy James said the future princess was likely feeling a bit nervous. James told the Daily Mail, "She displays all the non-verbal symptoms of a girl with something of a crush. Kate, who is so obviously in love, might have been quietly hoping that William would be seeing a future with her in it now. This could be partly why Kate's body language responses and behaviours here look so very much from the teenage playbook." Although Catherine may have been feeling a bit insecure in her relationship, William's body language suggested that she had nothing to worry about. James also explained that Catherine's movements towards William, and the way he received them, demonstrated their chemistry. She added, "The gestures from her here are rewarding viewing because they provide a big hint and confirmation of the mutual and very deep levels of attraction between herself and William." On November 16, 2010, William and Catherine officially announced their engagement at a press conference held at Clarence House. The official announcement came almost a month after William had popped the question on a romantic getaway in Kenya. Both William and Catherine seemed to be looking forward to a life together, and yet, when the pair sat down for an interview that same day, they seemed a little on edge.
It was amazing to tell her, and obviously she was very happy for us.
Commenting on the engagement interview, Judy James told The Express, "We can see there are signs of tension from Kate. Kate's family is mentioned, and this seems to make her more nervous than actually speaking about the royals." Of course, there might have been a good reason for Catherine's concern, as the press had been harassing her parents since the moment they'd gotten wind of her romance with William. In April 2011, the time came for Catherine to walk down the aisle. They said "I do" during a lavish ceremony held at Westminster Abbey and were subsequently styled the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Considering the event was so grandiose and so closely scrutinised, it was hardly a surprise that the groom felt a little on edge. As body language expert Darren Stanton told The Express, when William arrived at Westminster Abbey, you could sense he was really nervous as he was wringing his hands together. It's quite a natural response for a wedding day, with most people feeling nervous or anxious. Interestingly though, Stanton said there was a slight mismatch between William and the bride. Apparently, Catherine looked as if she were feeling much more grounded on her big day, exuding a sense of tranquility that put her future husband at ease. Stanton added, she was very similar to the confident Kate that we see now. As the ceremony went on, it's clear that she gave strength to William and built up his confidence. In the years following their wedding, William and Catherine went on to have 3 children: Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Reportedly, Catherine put into place a progressive parenting style, one that banned the use of the word kids and flung the traditional naughty chair to the wayside. William, for his part, has also admitted that fatherhood brought up some of his old trauma about Princess Diana's death. Meanwhile, Catherine and William both seem to have experienced a shift in their body language immediately after George's birth. In the view of some experts, the two looked more cautious than usual, perhaps a reflection of their newfound responsibilities. On his blog, Body Language and Emotional Intelligence, Dr. Jack Brown noted that William seemed particularly tense when presenting George to the world. At one point, for example, a reporter asked a question to William, prompting the prince to respond in a way that suggested he was feeling on edge. Dr. Brown wrote, "This type of low-level fear expression indicates that someone has just crossed over a line of acceptable behavior or an outcome has occurred which may have some unpleasant, unwanted ramifications." It's hardly a secret that William and Catherine had mixed feelings about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship. From their very first encounter, the two were said to be put off by Meghan's laid-back American ways.
I was a hugger. I've always been a hugger. I didn't realize that is really jarring for a lot of Brits.
Body language experts claim that this sense of hesitation towards Meghan was expressed on the day of the Sussexes' wedding in 2018. Speaking to Reader's Digest, non-verbal communication expert Patty Wood said that Catherine looked like she hadn't slept much the night before the wedding. Meanwhile, Jesus Enrique Rosas of The Body Language Guy said William exhibited signs of panic. Obviously, this didn't exactly bode well for Harry and William's relationship moving forward. Queen Elizabeth II died on September 8, 2022. The monarch's death was felt deeply by William and Catherine, both of whom adored the late Queen. In a statement posted on Instagram, William wrote, "While I grieve her loss, I also feel incredibly grateful. I have had the benefit of the Queen's wisdom and reassurance into my 5th decade. My wife has had 20 years of her guidance and support." Despite this sentiment of gratitude, William and Catherine seemed to struggle following Elizabeth's death. Leading up to her funeral, the pair greeted the troops at Army Training Centre Purbright. Dressed in mourning attire, they displayed some unusual PDA, a marked contrast to their usual formality. As Judy James told The Sun, despite the very formal and beautifully smart outfits and the way both their faces seemed to be etched with grief, this is an unusually tactile Kate and William. Following an abdominal surgery in January 2024, Princess Catherine was diagnosed with cancer. Her illness would put some serious strain on the Wales family as they came to terms with the news. No longer would Catherine be able to attend important engagements. Instead, she would need to undergo treatment, including preventative chemotherapy.
For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
In the face of this news, William reportedly rose to the occasion, something that was apparently reflected in his body language. As Judy James told the Daily Mail, William's recent change of style and his much less cautious-looking and less formal body language seems to indicate both a growing confidence in terms of his stepping up to the throne, and maybe an update in his priorities since Kate's and his father's illnesses. In September 2024, Catherine was declared cancer-free. To announce this, she and William decided to put together an announcement video for their YouTube channel. In the video, William and Catherine demonstrate their mutual affection by embracing each other, holding hands and lying beside one another. This intimate body language arguably broke royal protocol, which typically limits public displays of affection, but it certainly got the point across. As Judy James told The Sun, their recent video shows a couple in what looks like the honeymoon stage of a marriage. Tactile, playful, and undeniably sexy. They've finally come clean on the intense behind-the-scenes romance they've been keeping secret for so long. William and Catherine may have proved the strength of their relationship in light of the princess's cancer diagnosis, but that doesn't mean they're totally willing to cast protocol to the wayside. After all, the future of the monarchy is in their hands. With this in mind, it's perhaps no surprise that the year 2025 has seen William and Catherine step away from the touchy-feely gestures of days gone by, with the couple instead embracing a more professional attitude during public appearances. Speaking on this subject to The Sun, Darren Stanton observed that the couple were no longer using physical touch to show their affection, instead preferring to do so using what he called prolonged eye gazes. In his view, this choice likely has something to do with following the example set by Queen Elizabeth II. He said, to become king and queen themselves one day, they use and follow the traditional royal protocols of the late Queen.